Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so I'm live again. Okay. What's up, guys? Sorry, my shit fucking messed up. Stream crashed. Had to restart it and boot into Windows. So my bad. Here, let me show my screen for you. Is it okay if I call you B? Is that okay? Because your name is hard to pronounce for me. Is it cool if I call you B?
Yeah, it's T. Like it can be T.
Okay.
At least started from something. Yeah.
All right. Well, I got my friend here. We're gonna be working on the problem together. Something a little different. Um, I'm live, right?
Yeah. Let
Okay.
me check.
All right, bet. Sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We're gonna be working on the problem together. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look here. Let me open Leetcode. Okay. So I go on this website. Am I sharing my screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
I go on this website. It kind of gives you like elo rating of every single problem. So right now, I just go through 1500 to 1600 level problems. They're not too bad. Most of them I can solve. Usually. There's been a couple that were tough, but did this one the
Pretty
other
good.
day. So I think this is the one I'm up to here. Whatever this one is. 461, check if string contains all binary codes of size k. So we're given a binary string and an integer k. We want to return true if every binary code of length k is a substring of s, otherwise return false. Okay. Okay, so we're given a binary string s, right? Some binary numbers. Let's go. We're given k is equal to 2, right? And what did it say here? We're given integer k if every binary code of length k is a substring of s. So I assume k is equal to 2 here. The binary codes of length 2 are 00011011. So, okay, so 00. What's up, Ethan, dude? How you doing, bro? Let's go. Hopefully the stream doesn't crash again. I'm just going to be doing one problem today. Probably this one. Okay, so what are you thinking, bro? We're given k is equal to 2, so each one is different. So here, okay, we'd have 0 and 1 for k is equal to 1. Hi, good morning, or whatever it is there. What's up, man? Good morning to you. It's the evening here. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon. So here, okay, so really, what I'm thinking here, I don't know what you think. I'm gonna call you Tanshul by your Discord name. It's probably easier. I'm thinking.
And that's why, like, actually real name.
Oh, yeah, actually? Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Okay. It's hard to understand, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know.
so what I'm thinking here, bro, is so obviously we have to, look for k is equal to 2, right? I'm thinking more of like a brute force way, right? I'm thinking,
Yeah.
we look at whatever k is equal to 2 and we generate all of our sequences like this, right? And store it in store it.
We can just check it like one by one. That can also be possible. But
Sorry, what was
if it's
that?
a substring of the parents, that we can think of, right? Check one by one.
Okay. Sorry, could you get closer to your mic? It's hard to understand what you're saying. Sorry.
Yeah. So we can probably check one by one, like it's a brute force approach also I'm thinking of the same one.
Okay.
We can get like generate all the binary substrings and check if this is contained in the S string.
Yeah. Thing is, how would we generate
Check.
all of the? Is there a way that you can easily generate all of the binary
That's
strings of size 2?
recursive.
I'm not sure because I don't know exactly how to do that. So I guess I'd probably have to figure out how to do that. But I'm not familiar with generating all binary strings to a specific size.
Probably a recursive approach that we need to take. Like initially, every bit will be flipped, and only the first bit will be flipped. If the first is flipped, then something like that.
Okay.
Uh,
Trying to think here.
what's the value of k is less than 20? So go through exponential.
Maybe is there a way that you can like we can just take everything of size 2 and do like a sliding window maybe? Like
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say
that
is that
seems
maybe
like a better approach.
we start like from here like a left and we take each
Yeah.
like subsequence, we move it, take this one, take this one, take whatever like it would be, and then somehow is there somehow a way that maybe we can calculate like 2 times like somehow we can calculate what this would be, right? I mean, we for k is equal to 2, we have 4, right? We could have a set. Oh, that's an idea. We could have a set, right? And our set here can maybe hold each of our unique ones that we find, right? Because I mean, a set can only hold unique values. So I'm thinking maybe, for this case here, we'd be looping through. We'd have 0, 0, right, of size 2. We would see, okay, 0, 1 is here, 0, 1. Then we would see 1, 0, right? 0, 1, 1, 0. And then we would also see 1, 1 here, right? And that would work, right? And then we can check, okay, well, if the size of our set is, is that length that we're looking for, whatever k is equal to 2 is, what can that be? Like 2 to the power of, like...
2 to the power of 2.
2 to the power of 2. So that means for a size of 3, would 2 to the power of 3 work as well? A set is how I would approach this. Okay. Yeah.
It would.
Okay. So
that should be fine, I guess. That seems a bit.
Okay, so let's just like initialize a hashy here. We can loop, right? So how do we want to do this, right? We want to create a sliding window, right? It's probably good practice for me because I always struggle with sliding windows, but how would we want to do this? Well, we would go, okay, well, for right in range length nums, we would have to check whatever our length of k is, right? We want to input whatever the length of k is, so
you need to take the substring 0 to k, from I to k.
Yeah. But we'd have to check first.
Putting it in the set.
If right minus left.
Yeah.
Right minus left plus 1, the sliding window is equal to k. Am I thinking about it the right way, or is this? Oh, shit,
right minus left. So the size is k.
If right minus left plus 1 is equal to k, which would be... Yeah, I got too much working out here, dude. I gotta move this shit over here. Let's recopy this. Our S being over here. We have... right, we have our left. Right, let's have our left here. Right, we have our left pointing here. Right? And then we have our right that's instantly looping through. Right? And if we check, if our right is here, right? We would check, okay, right minus left. So our left is 0. Right is 1. Right minus left would be 1 plus 1, which is 2, which would be the length. Yeah, that would work. Okay, yeah. I was tripping. I didn't know if that was So then we see this, right? We get this length. Then we take the substring, right? So we slice it, right? Take the substring.
Yeah.
And then what would we do? We'd
Point
probably
to the
move
left.
our left.
Yeah, one more to the right.
We'd move our left to wherever our
One
right
more
is,
on the
right?
yeah. One more, 1+1. It's not like wherever the right is. Just +1. That would be okay.
Okay.
You have to check all of the substance in between also. That's why.
Okay. So if right minus left +1, we would do. Let's do our substring is equal to s. We want to go from. Shit, I always forget in Python how this works. Slicing in Python, dude. I have to look it up. Slicing in Python. What is it inclusive? The first element to include the slice is inclusive. Okay, so we would slice from left to right +1, I think.
Yeah.
We slice from there, and then we would we would just put it inside of a hashy, right? Hashy.add substring. And then we want to move our left to be equal to wherever right is. There's no way it's this easy, bro. Like, I'm probably.
No, it's
I feel
left
like.
plus. I don't think so.
Is this gonna work with an if statement? With this, I feel like I'm not thinking about all the subsets, right? I feel like
Yeah.
the if statement, it's not gonna do all of them, right?
Got it.
Oh,
So,
shit.
okay, so here what I can see is like if you do directly where left equals to right, right? So you're gonna miss some of the subsets there, substrings there, actually.
I am gonna miss. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So if you directly do left equals to right there. So rather than that, you should do that left is plus plus something like that. To move left one step
Oh, you're saying.
forward,
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I
and the
understand what
right
you're saying.
one.
You're saying left plus
Yeah.
or equal to 1, like this.
Yes, that would be fine.
Okay. And then what outside?
And in an else statement for everything like right is anyway going forward, so that is enough. That's good.
Then I think out here, right, we would check. Okay, well, wait, what are we returning here? We're returning boolean. So if the length of
Yeah.
our hashy is equal to k times 2, then what? We would return true. Otherwise, we would just return
2 times k. 2 times k. 2 to the power k.
2 to the power k. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I think that should be.
Oh shit. What did I do? Nums is not defined. Oh, whoops. Length of s. Let me grab a water really quick. Hang on.
Yeah.
So tired, bro. I was playing pickleball all day today, dude. Exhausting.
I had plans to go play pickleball, but
Do you play
my friend
pickleball?
canceled on me last month. Recently last week I tried first time.
Nice, bro.
It was fun. It was fun.
Let's
Probably
go,
go
dude.
today.
Are we goated or what? Tensional,
Oh,
dude.
holy shit. It's not. It's okay. Okay. I mean, how is this so easy, dude?
Bro, how is this a 50% acceptance rate? That's unbelievable. Like, I don't understand how. Bro, we're like the goats tensional, dude. You and me, bro. We're like dynamic duo type shit, bro.
Yeah. I think you have to give me some nickname or something to like. I know my name is a bit hard.
Let's try one more problem. That was a little bit too easy.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
a little bit too easy. Sum of subarray ranges. Let's do this, bro. Let's check out this one. Alright, bro. You're given an integer array nums. The range of a subarray of nums is the difference between the largest and smallest element in the subarray. The range of subarray of nums is the difference between the largest and smallest element in the subarray. Return the sum of all subarray ranges of nums. A subarray is a continuous non-empty sequence of elements within an array. Okay, so we're given these test cases here. Are you wanting to try and find the password problem from yesterday? Dude, Ethan, they deleted my code, bro. Look at this shit, man. I thought they would have saved it, dude. Well, they deleted my code, man. Oh, wait, no, it's still here. Oh, shit. Okay, so I was on my Linux boot, and for some reason, it just deleted my shit, dude. And I was, like, so sad. I was like, dude, I didn't want to, like, retype all this, like... But now it's fine. I guess we can finish this one off. Yeah, that's actually probably a good idea. Hey, let me send you this code, Tancho. Let me send you this so you can take a look at it, because this is...
Yeah.
I was looking at this problem yesterday, and this... To get where I'm at right now, it took me... That would be actually criminal. Yeah, I was really sad, bro. I was like, fuck, dude. I really wanted to finish it. This is the code. This took me, like, probably literally an hour and a half to think about. Like, I don't know. I'm finally on implementing so we've done valid length here. Now we're doing, I believe if it's larger, I think that's what we're doing now. Dude, Ethan, you wanna join our little Discord then? You wanna help us with this, bro? Because I'm not sure how to implement like this part here, to be honest. Like,
Hello.
yo, what's up, bro?
Yeah, hi.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I believe this is
Okay.
what
Well, so
here.
you got the shortest case, right? Like if the password is too short, and then you've also handled the valid length case so far.
Yeah, so then we need to do the too long, right?
Yes.
Return handle.
And this one will require deletions, unlike the other two.
And what did you pass in? Sequences and missing types, right?
Let me double check. Let me just go to my code to reference. That sounds right. One moment.
Dude, someone on the videos was kind of... Actually, I'll tell you about it after the stream. It's fine.
I think I saw the comments.
Yeah, bro. It's frustrating.
That's just interesting. And yeah, I can see that being frustrating. Here. Okay. I have my code up. Oh, not bad. Good. Okay. So yes, if the password is too long, I was passing in the current length. I was passing in the sequences and then the missing types because you need the current length to calculate how much longer it is. Like you could technically recompute it, I guess, but just because like we already have that value.
Current length of like our password.
Password length, yeah.
So what? That would just be n, right? I think that's what I had yesterday. N would be. Did I do that somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, n is equal to length of password, right?
Yeah, that looks right.
Okay. This is a lot of code, right? I would assume this function here. Or...
Yes, at least the way that I solved it, because I broke it up into separate functions. But essentially what you're going to need to do, at least the approach that I took, was determine the number of deletions that you will need, which is n minus the max length, so n minus 20. And then you will have a like remaining deletions, and then you need to apply deletions to the sequences and then decrement their remaining deletions. And then after you do that, you need to calculate the replacements needed.
Okay, so let's let's start with the first part.
Yeah. Well, so it doesn't. So I did an optimization to where I tried to only apply deletions to sequences, because if the password was too long and it also had repetitive sequences, I was trying to eliminate those repetitive sequences with deletions. But it doesn't have to be approached that way. You know, you could just trim the password and then reanalyze it in the same way, calculate replacements needed, you know, and then it would be simple in that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing to do, I guess, would just be to write out a password that's like 22 or 23 characters long and just look at it. And then see,
Okay.
like, kind of where your mind goes from there.
5. Doing my hardcore test case here, dude.
I think mine was like A, B, 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 C, C. Yeah, it's like all the same.
Okay, I think that's over. Oh. What is going on here?
You need to indent it under handle too long.
Yeah, I need to have some sort of implementation here, right? Like, don't handle too long.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be fine. Fuck me, dude. My dad is calling me. Hang on, dude. I need to respond to this. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on, man. My dad's typing to me, dude. Keep it up, brother. Homo World. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, dude. You're the goat, bro. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, do you want to play some music?
Oh shit. Yeah.
And just so I'm clear, those are functions inside of functions that aren't anonymous. That's how that is working in Python.
Sorry. What are you saying, sir?
So handle too short, handle
Yeah.
valid length, and handle too long. Those are nested functions
Yeah,
that
inside
aren't
of
like
strong code.
lambdas or anything.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. That's an interesting feature.
Lo-fi. No copyright.
And yeah, if, also just to help you start thinking about
Experience? The
it,
Google
I could
cybersecurity
send you
certificate uses
my handle too long C++ code, but there's this function that I'm calling inside of it called apply deletions to sequences. If you want it, it's up to you.
Well, I just want to kind of. Hang on, let me turn this down.
Yeah, I can remove some implementation.
I just kind of want to think about, well, what the first step is here, right? Like,
well,
what's the first step we want to do in this function?
Well, so realistically, the very first step that you need to do is determine the amount of deletions that you need.
Okay, right.
So that's in -20.
So we can just do over length equal to n minus 20. Right. Okay. So now we know the numbers that we want to delete, right?
Yes. But again, the way that I approached it is you don't necessarily want or have to delete them from the end of the password. The approach I took was deleting them from repeating sequences first.
And what if like the deleting sequence are like they're not available? Like you don't have enough deletion. And you
What was
just
that?
take the what if you don't have like enough deletion? For that.
Good evening, mate. What's up, Sandia? How you doing, bro?
Let's say the sequences, like there are like only 2 or 3 sequences are there which are like having like which require like 2 deletions, but the length of the password is like 25, so you still got like 3 extra characters there.
Well, that's why it's a
So-
multi-part problem.
Yeah.
you first delete from the sequences, and then you check the length of over length, and then you iterate through
Yeah.
the rest of the password.
Okay, so we have our sequences here. So we know the ones that we need to delete, right? Technically.
Yes. But you know the number, right? And yes, and you know what, like, you have the sequences, and you have the indices of all the sequences, right?
Okay, so I believe we're sorting it. Right, when we return here. Dude, can you suggest me some time pass games to play? Time pass games. I don't know what you mean, dude. I don't know what that is, bro. Time pass games.
Maybe just games to pass the time.
Oh, games pass the time? Oh shit. Pokemon, dude. Play Pokemon, bro. You can play MMO
Poke
Pokemon.
Rogue.
Okay, so what? We probably want to fly in range, length, sequences. What do we want to do here? Well, every single are we thinking about it in a way that we want to loop through the three values? So wait, no, you're deleting, right? So you're looping through all the repeating values of threes, and you're adding, or you're deleting these repeating. You're deleting the repeating characters, right?
Right. So I have a function called apply deletions to sequences, and I pass in the sequences and the remaining deletions, and that will go through and delete characters from the sequences that are 3 or more in length.
Right, but I don't really need a function, right? I can technically just write it here, right?
Yes. I just the reason I did it in that way.
Hey, dude, who are you talking to? I'm talking to my friend, dude. I got 2 friends in here just working on the problems for fun. So yeah.
So when I solved it, I had the function itself return an integer, so I could pass in apply deletions to sequences with the remaining deletions, and then just set it equal to the output of the operation. That's just the reason I broke it into a function.
Okay, so maybe I should probably do the same thing, right?
Well, it just depends on how you want to write it.
Okay. Honestly, I'm not sure how to write this function, dude. I don't really know.
Well, so again, I went about it. This isn't like the first way that I approached the problem, right? So realistically, all you need to do, like if you wanted to approach this in, I guess, like not the most optimal way, you could realistically say, okay, this password, like let's say that we had a password that was 22 in length, right?
Yeah.
You need to, at that point, remove 2 characters.
Yeah.
The issue with just removing the last 2 characters would be you can make the you would end up maybe creating more work for yourself in the future, because what if those 2 characters were like the number in a capital letter that needs to meet the first criteria? Right. But you could just trim it and then process it in the same way that you were before. So maybe that would be the best way to approach it.
So what do you mean by trim it? Are you saying like we get the values in the array, the indices, and we trim from those indices? Is that what you're saying?
So I'm saying that you have a password, right?
Yeah.
And you just, if it's 22 of length, you just remove the last 2 characters in the password so that it's now 20 in length.
Right, but like if you do that though, you could maybe remove some random values that maybe make the password invalid, right?
Right, so you'd have to just do extra processing after that, but it could just be easier to think about, I guess, to start with. But again, the way that I did it is I just decided to delete characters that were in repeating sequences first.
Yeah, that's the way I want to do it. I want to repeat the characters I want to delete the characters in the repeating sequences.
Okay, so,
So-
what you need to do is iterate through the sequences like you're doing.
Yeah.
And then if over length is greater than 20, then you need to determine which sequences are 3 or more in length. Or I guess like your code would be slightly different because you just have the indices. But since you just have the indices for all of the repeating characters, you could start from, I guess, I don't really, I guess, know exactly how you would write it with your code, but you could basically iterate through those indices. And see, I guess the only issue is I didn't actually do any modifications to the string. I was just calculating the number of modifications you need to do. But with the I guess, how do you tell which characters are what just from the indices that you have? Because if you have like 4 A's next to each other and then 4 B's, you can't just remove, I guess, the 2 B's, because then you'd still have 4 A's. It wouldn't be properly applying the deletions. So I'm not sure. I guess, I don't know. Try to think about it the way that you would think about it. I don't want to try to confuse you, I guess, because you have your own approach to this. And that's slightly
To be
different.
honest, bro, I don't have any approach.
Well, just okay. So start with an example and just do don't even think about the code, right? Just in the paint canvas that you have, just put out a password, that's 22 in length or something like that, and just start seeing how you could just logically work it down.
So what is this length here? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is 29 here.
Okay. So what I'm saying, on a high level, the easiest way to do this would just to be remove the back 9 characters, and then just apply the exact same operations that you were doing before, right? Because at that point you'd have a valid length, and then you just need to do, you need to replace certain characters in the string to get rid of repeating sequences and make sure that it satisfies the constraints of having numbers in capital letters. That would be the easiest way to go.
So you're saying we grab this string, we remove the last 9 to make it valid, to make it 20, and what? Then we would call handle valid length? Is that what you're saying? Or like a similar function that we already implemented? Is that what you're saying? Or am I thinking about it wrong?
that is what I'm saying. That's the easiest way to think about this. But the thing is it doesn't necessarily satisfy the constraints of the problem, because you need to return the minimum number of steps required to make the password strong. So that's the caveat with this way of thinking about it, because this wouldn't give you the minimum. Because if you did 9 deletions and then you did, what would it be, 6 replacements on top of that, then that would be 15, and that wouldn't be the minimum number. That would just be a way you could do it. So the way, again, that I approached this to meet the constraints of the problem was to apply the deletions to the repeating sequences. So we're 9 characters over.
Yes.
So I applied deletions to, let's say, A. I was applying deletions to that sequence, and then the B's, and then the C's and D's, and so on and so forth first. Because that's going to give you the minimum number of steps required to make a password strong. Because in one step, you can only insert, delete, or replace a character. And you're trying to find the smallest number of steps. That's why I was saying that this is such a difficult part of the problem. And the most involved, the too long case, because you still have to do the minimum number of steps.
Right, so technically, either way, we're still going to have to loop through all of our repeating sequences and make this all to make it valid, right? Because we could work through with the A's. Maybe we had a length of 24, and we just delete some of the A's and make it valid. But really, we have to think about each of our repeating sequences that we have.
Right. So when we think about it, right, if we loop through each of these repeating sequences that you've highlighted here, and there's also the D's as well, right? Yeah. We could do 9 operations here, right? So we can remove 3 from the A's, we can remove 3 from the B's, we can remove 3 from the C's, and then that's 9 operations. and then that would remove all of our repeating sequences there. We would have the D's left, and then we would have to do replacements on this in order to satisfy the constraints of not having those repeating characters in the output. But when we do that, that's already taking us down from 15 to like, 6 less than that. So like we'd be at 9 ultimately at the end.
Okay. This would be our base case here, right? To exit the loop, right? We loop through. We would go. Well, every single element that we have here. Since I've got the indices.
What are you thinking, Potential?
I'm thinking like, since I have all the indices in the array, right, with these A's, I'm going to be working with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
There you go.
I'm trying to think of a way. I'm just trying to think about, just doing the deletions, right? That's what I'm trying to do here. Just trying to do the deletions until our overlength is 20. Like what you said, right? Until our overlength is 0, right? We're not overlength anymore, right? Because then we have a valid string, and then we can go through and do the rest of it after. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, right? But the thing is, I'm trying to think about is that how can I loop through this, but also check, really I only want to delete 3 here, right? Because I can keep 2.
Yeah.
Right? And what's the best way to go about that? Deleting these 3 values, like how, you know what I'm trying to say, I guess? Like,
Yeah, so you can like first delete 1 from A, 1 from B, 1 from C, 1 from D, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They can have.
Exactly. You just start by deleting 1 from each set of sequences, and then you can delete 2 from each set of, so on and so forth.
oh, you're saying like, start with this one, delete 1, then delete 1 here, then delete 1 here, and then delete 1 here, and then going back to the beginning. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
But how do you?
Because you're right, like we don't know, right? Just from like you have to think about it like you have to make it a smart function, right? Like it needs to be conservative, right? You don't want to delete too much, and you don't want to delete nothing at all. So we'll just start by deleting 1, for example.
Right, but how would you delete 1 per sequence? Like, how do you know? Like, what I'm saying is, when you're designing this function, like, how do you know that you're deleting? How do you know that this function here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, is 1, and then you have B here, which would be what? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? You have 9 to, 10.
So that was the exact problem that I was trying to highlight with the fact that you're storing indices instead of the length, because I was storing the length of the sequence instead of the indices. That's the key difference between my implementation and your implementation, because you're right, like it's you don't know. Realistically, if you wanted to keep storing the indices, you could store maybe like a pair, right? And then you could have the character associated with the index.
Or a 2D array where like you can specify like it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for A, it's a 1 array, other array is like something around.
Yeah, you could do it in that way. I just, I didn't want to, I was trying to be, efficient with my space usage. So I just stored the lengths instead. Because again, as I mentioned yesterday, I did start by storing the indices, but I ended up storing the lengths instead.
Right. So do you think I should just change it and just change it the way you did it? Or I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It really, I don't want to say that you're wrong, but because it could totally be solved in this way.
Yeah,
right? Like your code is definitely
not
not
sure
wrong.
how to think about solving it,
Well, before replacing your code, right? Maybe think about it on, like, draw it out, right? Like, what would you do if you were storing the lengths instead of the indices? And see if that makes sense to you.
When you say storing the
like-
length, you're saying like storing like 5 here and then what 5 here as well, 5 and then what 5, right? That's what you'd store. That's what your array would look like. 5, 5, 5, 5, right?
Right, because then from here you can use the modulo 3 operator because we're checking for sequences that are repeating 3, right? And then that's how you can tell. Like you take a target sequence, right? Like AAA, right? And then you just delete 1 character from each. And then you could go on to the second sequence of deletions and check if, you know, length mod 3 is equal to 1. And then you could delete 2 characters from each, and so on and so forth. That's the approach that I took.
Okay. Oh my gosh, bro. This is AIDS, bro. Okay.
Yeah, I do feel like this problem has such a low submission rate just because of this last part. But I ultimately think that it's not super challenging. It just, your entire code has to work together, right? Like the data that you're storing across all of the problems.
Yeah, I don't really want to go through and change it. I kind of want to think about a way that I can solve it with the indices. I mean, that's the way I was thinking about it throughout the whole problem.
And I'm
But-
sure that there is a way to.
I'm just like, honestly, like, yeah, I know. I'm sure there is a way. I just like I really don't know how to think about it, I guess.
Wait, so again, one idea that you could go with potentially is storing pairs instead of just storing indices, and you could just associate a character with an indice. And then that would give you information at the point in the code where you need to essentially dereference the indice without having access to the original string. If you also pass the string of the password to this function, you could just directly index one of the indices into the string and get the character at that index. And that would be another way to retrieve that information.
What did you say that second
I
approach
think-
was again?
String
So-
would be accessible here, right? So you can just check the string of the index, what's present there.
Yeah,
Index
so
of the-
in handle too long, right, you're passing the length of the string, you're passing the sequences and the missing types.
Yeah.
Right. You could also just pass the password since you already have the indice, because when you think, like, what are the indices indexing into? The password, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you pass the password into this function, then you'd be able to use those indices to look up the character associated with that index. I guess the complication that you get into at that point is once you apply deletions, the indices would then become invalid and you'd have to recompute them. Because, for example, if you had like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and you delete 4, then 4 is now 6, right? And like and then the rest of your indices are off by 1. So you could do some logic there where you have like a running total of deletions and you could subtract that from the indices, but it just adds complexity really fast.
Yeah. No, I agree. Oh my gosh, dude. Fuck.
I mean, that one guy in the comments was saying that he spent a week on this problem, so it is not,
I think
again, not easy. Maybe read this guy's explanation as well. I haven't read it, but I know that it's
This
quite
guy's?
involved. Yeah, it's like a whole page. He did like a write-up on it. I guess, Tanshul, do you have any input here?
So it's like everything has been covered. Like your approach is kind of like the most optimal approach I think I've thought of.
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't know. I'm just trying to solve it, bro. I know that there's probably better ways to do it, but just like even getting, any. Maybe just a brute force approach, dude. Holy shit, dude. This fucking goes on forever, bro.
That guy spent like a very long time writing that out.
Yeah, I think he's the one who has spent a week on solving this problem.
Believe it or not, This was the first question asked in my today's interview.
Okay. The interview doesn't just want to hire you. That's it.
This is statistically acceptance, the hardest problem on Leetcode.
Wait, really?
Apparently, yeah.
Not
That's what this guy
really.
says. Maybe you can look that up, bro. I think you can go on the home page, Ethan, and you can sort by acceptance
Yeah, it's that.
and see if this is the hardest
is
one. Like,
so-
I don't know. It probably is, dude. Like, this is a tough problem. Like,
But like of all time, it doesn't. I don't know. Well, okay,
Nah.
yeah, I'll check. Let's see. Sort by acceptance.
So,
No, yeah, maybe at the time, but no, it's not the. Let's see. It's the 13th most at this point.
close enough.
um,
No, yeah, but I mean, it's not. This definitely isn't supposed to be an easy problem, I guess. So, really think about it, right? It's like it takes some people weeks to think about a problem like this. So, you've gotten pretty far. Like, you
Yeah.
definitely can do.
I am happy with the progress that I made. But I'm just like, I'm very lost with this this problem, I guess.
If you just here, how about this? Do you want me to provide my C++ code to you? Would that help?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm happy to take a look at it. I mean, mine's different to yours, right? I mean,
Yes. So, well, actually, no, I won't do that because I don't want you to rewrite it. Ultimately, because I think that you could do it. I think that it's still possible with the approach that you've taken. I'll provide it if I guess like you give up on your approach, but I do think that you should explore your approach until like you've thoroughly decided that it's not possible.
I think it is
Yeah,
possible.
try using the
I'm very confident it is possible. Like, I don't think it's impossible to do it in my approach. I'm sure you can. I just like, yeah.
Yeah, then try using that password string itself, like while you're iterating for the too long part. Maybe that's the only case you can check.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, you'd need the password to determine what characters are where.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I mean, I have the password here on my working out here.
But I mean, realistically as well, like so far, where all are you actually using the sequences array? It's just in the handle valid length case, right?
Yeah.
And you're just dividing it by 3. So, again, I guess like if you wanted to rework the problem, that would be like the smallest part of the code that you'd have to rework.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, just try it. Just pass in the password and see if you can index into the password and determine what is where.
I don't think
You
I
see
need
if
to
you can
pass
get
in the
from it.
password because it's already passed into this function here. I think I can just access it. I don't think I need to pass it in.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that
you
how this
can.
function works?
Yeah, he can access it. You're not seeing
Oh,
any
so you're
changes.
only-
What's that?
You're not seeing any changes to the passwords, right?
Yeah, I'm
Up
not
until
doing any
now,
changes
like-
to the password. No, I'm not. It's just-
Yeah, then you would be able to access it. Yeah.
Okay, so would it be crazy to say that like you could go through, you know, every single sequence, right? Delete, right? In this case here, we would delete these two. You know, we would delete. I guess we'd have to delete 3, no? Yeah, we'd have to delete 3, right? So 3, delete 3, delete 3, delete 3, delete 3, delete 3. Is that wrong?
Yeah,
like doing
okay.
that? Or is that technically wouldn't be the most minimum, right?
That technically won't be the minimum.
It would be the minimum?
No, it's 12, right? So it won't be the minimum.
Are you saying no,
Delete.
potential? That wouldn't be the minimum? Stuff like this.
I don't. So, it will be so. Okay, so let's just say we did it. Okay, so now you still need a capital letter here, right?
Oh yeah, you still need a capital and a number.
Yeah, and
Well, so you
number.
have numbers.
Yeah, you
Oh,
have
shit, I do
number
have
6,
numbers,
7,
yeah.
8, 9.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you go through
So-
that way, so you would have to have like those.
So
extra
yeah, would that
steps.
be the minimums? You would say 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. You would return. Is that what we're
No.
returning? I can't even remember. The number of steps, right? To try to make the password strong. Would that be correct? In this case here, it'd be 13.
Oh, I think it will be
If we remove
I-
111,
Here,
you know,
just so I can be certain, send me that example that you have, and I'll run it through my code, just to be sure.
Right.
Because I think that you guys are correct, but I'll just double check.
I think it will be 12.
So the minimum number of modifications needed to this string that you sent is 10.
it's
10,
10.
yeah, okay. So those extras that you have. So okay, yeah, 9 and plus 1.
So how would it be 10 here? Would that be... If we were to go... Okay, so
Yeah,
we want 9, right? So what, we would go... 9, we would delete 1, delete 1, delete 1, delete 1. That's 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah. 8.
And then
Yeah.
I think you still
9.
have one.
Then start capitalizing.
Right, we delete 9 here. And then... What, add our capital?
You can replace the string, right?
Yeah,
Replace
so
the
you can do
character.
can
Hey,
do
this is cool.
replacements.
Appreciate that. Segfault University.
So
But then we
Again,
still
the
have our
approach that
repeating
I-
sequences here, right? We still have 3 when we have to
So
handle that.
think about it. So think about it in this way, right? So ultimately, I thought about it in 3 phases, right? So phase 1 is I went through and I only deleted from sequences with length mod 3 equals 0. And what does that mean? That means that if it's 3, 6, so on and so forth, right? And then I went through and I deleted sequences with length 3 mod equals 1. So that would target sequences like 4, 7, and so forth. And then after that, I just went right into general deletions in groups of 3. So in like each group of 3 deletions saves 1 replacement, right? Because if you look, hold on, let me go back to the problem constraint.
Yeah, dude, I kind of want to stick my head in a fan right now, dude. This is like... That's kind of graphic.
You can insert 1 character to password, you can delete 1 character, or you can replace a character, right? So each group of 3 deletions saves 1 replacement, essentially, is like an insight, right? So like if you have 9 A's in a row with 3 deletions applied to it, it becomes 6. So before you did those deletions, you would have needed 3 replacements, but after you need 2 replacements, right? Because we're dividing by 3 for that heuristic. So 9 divided by 3 is 3, right? And then 6 divided by 3 is only 2. So by applying deletions first, we're minimizing the number of replacements that we need to make later.
Okay.
I like that dude's name in chat, Segfault University. That is a funny name.
He did a smiley face.
Yeah, segfault is usually, it's like, you know, dangling pointers. It's like whenever a program tries to access memory that it can't access, so then your program will just crash with a segfault. It's like it's very famous and annoying in C and C++.
Would it be crazy if I asked AI, bro, what it thought about this function
No.
I'm trying to build?
I mean, if you're at the point, right, where you realistically feel like you're at an impasse, right? Like I would only ask AI in a situation like this because like the point of doing Leetcode, right, is like you're trying to practice for yourself, right? Like you're not just trying to solve something to submit or something like that. So
Of course, yeah.
if you want to, right. So like if you want to ask AI to help you think about it, then I don't think that's a problem at all. Like if you're at just a point where you don't feel like, or I mean, maybe, you know, try thinking about it in a different way first, but like if you have exhausted the ways that you feel like that you can think about it, then yeah, ask AI to help you think about it in a different way.
Okay. Segfault University, where you at so far with this project? Came in late. I debated making this channel to be coding tutorial channel, make purposely hard tutorials, made one with basic hello world, print in 48 lines, haha. Let's go, bro. This isn't really a project, bro. This is just a leak code problem, dude. So not really a project, but yeah.
So far though, Max has handled 2 out of the 3 cases, and he's on the last case where he's handling passwords that are too long.
Yeah, and
so he has to reduce the password and then apply replacements.
Yeah, and this problem is AIDS. Probably the most AIDS problem I've ever done.
You know, and also if you don't want to ask AI, for example, if you wanted to still think about it, maybe just go on to a different problem and come back to it later.
I mean, the thing is that like in the beginning when I was learning Leetcode, like obviously like everyone struggles, you know, like in the beginning, you know, I would attempt to solve a problem. You know, I try my absolute hardest, you know, spend, you know, 45 an hour or whatever it took on the problem. You know, I couldn't solve it, and then I would look at a solution, or I'd look at, you know, I'd ask AI to like provide me a solution based on, you know, the code I currently have, you know, and the way I'm thinking about it. So, you know, and it helped me learn, like, you know, like you know, it did, like, but, you know, I feel like for this case, like, this isn't really like kind of, you know, that's kind of like when I was learning, like, when I was learning about sliding windows, and I was learning about like, you know, DFS and BFS and how to apply it and with different problems and stuff like that. But, you know, I feel like with this, it's a little bit, you know, it's not really a pattern, you know, it's more of like an actual, you know, way to think about it. So I don't know, but.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, like, I definitely, you know, I mean, I use AI all the time. I think I used AI on this part of the problem.
I just feel bad using AI on shit like this, you know, like.
Well, I mean, AI is a tool.
Yeah, but like we're doing
just like
it's not
anything
like we're like actually doing something.
Yeah, I guess it really just depends on what you want to get out of it.
Yeah. I think I am, bro. I think I'm just gonna ask, just to get an idea about where I'm at. People slam AI hard lately. It's silly. Why turn down the collective of human knowledge to brainstorm? That is true, bro. That is true. Segfault University, dude. Low key, dude.
That's exactly how I look at it. I don't like. I feel like a lot of people are very adverse to AI because they feel like it's cheap. But I mean, it's the greatest tool we've ever had. You know, in terms of like cross-domain access of knowledge. You know, like it's like Googling, but infinitely better. I mean, you still have to fact check it, right? Like, let me clarify. If you're, it depends on what you're looking for. You don't want to just blindly trust it, but it's a great tool.
Implement the long case. Okay, bro. AI.
If I need to make like a CI/CD pipeline for like.
Me right now. Yeah,
What is saying?
Okay, what do we got here? We got AI's chirping right now, dude.
What's it saying?
Can I fucking move this shit? Close sidebar. Okay. This is what I got, bro. Let's read it. To implement the handle too long function, a strong password checker problem, you reduce the length 20 to fix the repeating characters while also ensuring the presence of at least one lowercase. Okay, yeah. Step 1. Okay, we did this. Step 2, handle repeats using deletions greedily, reducing the number of required replacements. After all deletions are done, count how many replacements are needed for remaining repeats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is a greedy. Yeah, so that's what I was talking like 1 and then 2. You know, that's a greedy. Yeah.
So why are we calculating the repeating sequences again and store their lengths? Is this what you did?
That's what I did.
Ah. So maybe there is no way to do it with just the indices.
It would be incredibly challenging.
Yeah, you'll have to like check it again and again, and like it's gonna be a headache to write.
Right.
Because you're just invalidating your like indices later on if you like.
Right, and this is what you were saying, like mod 3, right? This is what you were talking about earlier.
Right, because then that's how you can tell, you know, like that's how you can reduce essentially.
Repeating lens dot sort key lambda x% 3. What? So what? This is going to reach x in the array and modding it by 3, right?
I'm really not sure how to read that with Python.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So lambda function is like an inline function, which is taking x and going through everything, doing x mod 3.
And then what do we do here? We loop through our repeat lens. If 2 delete is less than 0, length is equal to repeat lens I. If length is less than 3, continue.
Okay, yeah, so this is pretty similar to what I was, yeah, you go like mod 3 equals 1, mod 3 equals 2, and then you have the otherwise case.
After all deletions, calculate how many replacements is still needed for length and repeat lens.
Yep.
I do get scared by the idea of people copying and pasting GPT outputs. It's one thing to analyze something you already made and offer improvements, but just letting it take the wheel is bonkers. I agree, Segfault University. I agree. That's true.
Pure vibe coding is very strange to me.
Yeah.
I love reading the subreddit for Replit. People mad they can't get a full stack developer from the agent. Okay, so...
Yeah, I mean... You know, not to have like a tangent or anything, but I read this interesting paper recently where like they paid $150 an hour to a bunch of GitHub maintainers that have like very high star GitHub repos to essentially make estimations on how long it would take them to make a change with and without AI. And all of them predicted around like an hour without AI and then like around 45 minutes with AI. And then the actual results ended up being it on average took them longer to solve the problem with AI than without AI, which is very interesting.
Yeah, so AI basically breaks in large code base. That I've experienced.
Exactly.
Okay, we can get rid of this, right? So here, we're doing the same thing that we did up here, right? So we can literally copy this code, can't we? Literally. It's the same thing, isn't it? Wow. Holy shit, is it literally
similar.
exactly the same? It's fucking close, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, instead of just doing the indices, it's just doing the length.
Okay, so instead of appending the indices, we do
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, it's this dope tech
get
from
an
Wiz.
ad over here, dude. Okay. All right. So what are we doing here? We're doing start is equal to I minus 2. I have to relook at this function. I don't remember what I was doing. Why is this? Okay. So yeah, we're going to the first element, right? And then we're looping through while I is less than like password and password I is equal to password I minus 1. We just want to increment. We can get rid of this crap. And then every single time we iterate, repeat length I minus start. Right, okay, that makes sense, right? So once we're done looping with the while loop, we would repeat is equal to this. We need I, right? Let's take I from over here. I here. Length is equal to I minus start. And we want to append, right? P length is equal to. I mean, this is what Segfold University said. I mean, the creator of React condones use of AI for automating certain tasks. In an interview, he pointed out it can be a great tool if used correctly. Not React, creator of Tailwind. At this point, I just use AI to answer my questions immediately. Like, why would it be better to parse a struct of this size this way? Yeah. How many questions do you do? How many questions do I do a day? I usually do like 1, 2 maybe. I've been working on this problem for a little while. This this one here. I started it yesterday. I spent like an hour and a half on it, and I think we've been on this problem here for like another hour. So,
and on the use of AI as well, I think AI agents such as like Claude Code that are embedded in your project that can have access to your entire project are definitely a lot better than just using ChatGPT or Grok or something like that.
Yeah. And right now I'm implementing the handle too long function. I mean, I don't know. I guess I pretty much in a way like gave up on implementing it, but I don't know. I didn't really know how to think about it. I was trying to think about it in a different way that I think was obviously too difficult, but I don't think I would have got it either way. I needed help to implement this last function. So this is the toughest one of this problem here, but yeah, okay. Anyway, so I believe that's good here, right? So what do we do here now, Ethan? So
now
use
you're
a
going to
lambda
actually
function here.
use.
Sorry, what was that?
I was just saying that you're going to need to actually use the lengths now and perform like the modulus operations on them to determine the deletions. I don't remember sorting them. I'm just curious why.
This is sorting it. This is doing modulus to each x, like mod 3 to each x. Sort sequences based on mod 3 to optimize deletion. Deleting 1 from length 3 is equal to 0 is most effective.
I'm just curious if like the cost of this sort, like they're talking about optimizations, but I think the cost of this sort might be more than just not sorting it. But I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Can you explain this part of it too, though? Like these 3 separate cases here? Why we're doing this again?
Yeah, sure. So again, like these are just different phases of the deletion, right? So you have sequences with length mod 3 equals 0, like is the first case.
And that is of length 3,
you're targeting...
right?
No.
Oh, that is,
so
sorry.
You're targeting...
yeah, I'll just let you talk, sorry.
So you're targeting sequences like 3, 6, 9.
Yeah.
And you're just deleting 1 character from each.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know, that completely optimizes out ones that are length 3 from needing replacements because they become length 2.
Yeah.
So you're essentially you're decreasing the number of modifications you need to make to the password by doing that.
Right, and length modulus 3 is equal to 1.
So then that's targeting sequences like 4 and 7. And then you're going to delete 2 characters from each of those. Because then that will take the 4 case down to 2 as well. And we won't have to do the replacement operations on that sequence. Like, you're really not worrying about like the 7 going down to 5 because that can be handled by the general deletions.
Right.
Or like the else.
And what, you think this sort isn't really necessary? Oh.
I just didn't do it. You know, it's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah.
I would just continue to do it in the way that they're recommending, I guess. The only comment I was making is there's just mentioning that they're sorting for optimization purposes.
Yeah.
But I just would argue that the cost of the sort itself would defeat the potential optimization gains we get from ordering. But it literally won't change much.
And a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want.
It said here in the topics here that this could be a huge priority queue problem. How do you think that would work here? Would this probably be a heap? Probably in this function, you can use it using a priority queue.
Everything is built in and ready.
Yeah, maybe instead of sorting it, you could just store. It could be like a I don't know, a min based on 3s or something. I'm not sure. I'd probably have to think about it a little bit more. I definitely wouldn't approach it in that way because that would just require some more like extra space, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless I guess like you could avoid maintaining like the sequences. Maybe they're like keeping a heap of sequences
AI
or
that
something.
thoughtfully summarizes conversations and helps craft professional responses, so you can stay.
So many ads, dude. Oh my gosh. Right, and then what do we do here? We check. Okay, if the length is equal to repeat. Optimize deletions, deleting one. So we're checking if the length of the current repeat, the current size of the repeats that we're looking at is less than 3, we just continue. But are we really going to store stuff that's less than 3? Right?
Well, so go back up to the code where it's
like
doing
here
it.
we're doing
So it's
start
iterating
9 minus 2. Which doesn't that mean 3? We're going to have a minimum of 3?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should because I is starting at 2.
Yeah, so
If
then
you go
why
up to
would we
the
check
above it.
this?
It's just integrity check, I guess. I mean,
Right.
go back up. So
There is
I is
like one
2. So I minus 2 is 0. So maybe the while loop doesn't increment I in that case, because it's technically going through build repeating sequences and sort. This might be. So this might just be storing all repeated sequences, like, you know, 2 or no, it would be 3 or greater. So I'm not sure.
It's just maybe just
it's-
have it there.
Yeah,
Integrity
I mean
check,
it's just
like what
good
you said.
practice. Yeah.
Length is less than 3. We would continue. And here we do those checks here, right? So we check, okay, if length mod 3 is equal to 0. So if we're looking at length divisible by 3, we would do delete
Are there switch statements in Python?
Yeah.
You could write that as a switch, maybe. I don't know. It would be the same, just
Yeah.
maybe cleaner.
Right, we're checking the min because we could have less than what we want to delete. Okay, so, and then we check what 3 is equal to 1, delete, min 1, sorry, 2 delete, and for the final else, right, 3, 2 delete.
Yeah. And it's just else because, you know, we have 0, 1, 2,
Yeah.
and then everything else. Or just the one other case, rather, not everything else.
Guess we might as well just make this 2 delete. And my dad literally just keeps calling me, bro. Like, bro.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he just wants to talk. I'm telling him that I'm streaming.
Buzz off, Dad. I'm streaming.
So funny. Okay. And then obviously we're removing that from our 2 deletes here. So repeat length I minus or equal to delete. And then our 2 delete minus or equal to delete. So we're editing both, right? And then our final check here would be, okay, after all the deletions we make, calculate how many replacements are still needed.
Yeah.
For length in a repeated length, if length is greater than or equal to 3, replacements plus equal to the length divided by 3. Okay, that makes sense. Handle replacements, right? For length and repeat lengths, right? If our length is greater than or equal to 3, replacements plus or equal to length divided by 3, and then what do we return here, right? We will return over length plus the max of missing types and replacements. Okay, yeah, I understand. Okay. Length plus max missing types replacements. Let's take a look, dude. Cannot access local variable length. I believe that's an equals, right? It's meant to be. Yeah. Okay, we're missing this case here, dude. 1337C0D3. We're outputting nothing. Oh, sorry, no. Output is 1, expected 0. 1337C0D3. What are we missing here? We've got a 3, we've got a lowercase, we've got a uppercase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are in valid range, so what we're calling, I'll handle valid length here. Calling max here. Length of sequences. We wouldn't have any sequences here, right?
You would. The
Well,
sequences
we don't have any
here are
repeating
the
sequences. Isn't sequences the repeating sequences?
Oh, you're talking about this case. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Well, this is the case that failed, right? I mean, we're looking at a valid length here. How many Leetcode questions have you solved so far? Probably close to 500. I think like 460 maybe. Oh shit. 457. There you go.
What's the
So what, we're taking the max of our length here and our missing types. We have 0 missing types, so we'd have 0 here. So we're taking the length.
maybe
500
that
as
isn't
well,
equivalent
Hang on, dude. My
to-
fucking dad's calling me, dude. For fuck's sake, dude. Hang on 1 second. He's literally spam calling me to fix the Netflix, dude.
So wait, what is just so I'm clear, what is the double / in Python? Is that just division?
Yeah.
So what's 1 /
I think they're both division, but I don't. Difference between. There's something different. I'm not really exactly sure. In Python, there's no functional difference between. Oh my gosh, dude! What the fuck?
Are you sure that's? Oh yeah, I guess just yeah. Floating point division, integer.
Integer floor division.
Okay, that's interesting. So, but here you're taking
Yeah, a little
you're
bit.
taking the length of the sequences and dividing it by 3.
Dividing by
and
3, but there
right?
should be none in there. There should be 0.
So you're dividing 0 by 3, which is 1.
Yeah. Okay.
And what's the expected output? Is it
Expected
0?
output. I'm outputting 1. It's expected 0.
So all you have to do here then is check if the length of the sequences is 0, just return 0 or something. That's your bug. Because the reason you're giving back 1 is because 0 divided by anything is 1.
Oh, we could have missing types though. Then we'd do return max. Wait, no, that wouldn't work now. If the length of sequences is 0, we would. I guess we could just check it after, dude. Fuck. If the length of sequences is 0, then our length can be 0. Right, that should work.
Let's bring some multi-platform magic to life. Android, iOS, desktop, and web build shared UIs with Kotlin. One codebase, 4 platforms. And now, it's ready for iOS.
Dude, so many ads, dude.
Wait, so you're taking the max.
What's that?
So is missing types 1? Missing types shouldn't be 1, right?
Missing types shouldn't be
calculating missing-
1. We have 1337. We have a number. We have a capital letter, and we have a lowercase. That's
Yeah.
all we need.
Right, so it should be 0.
Should be 0. These
So is your
both should
missing
be
types
0.
This is where breakpoints are needed.
Here, should I just print the length here?
I would print the length and missing types. Because you might just have a bug with the amount of missing types you're calculating. So yeah,
Missing
you're
types is
missing
one.
type. So that's
Yeah.
your bug. Because you're taking the max.
What the fuck is my missing types, dude? What do I calculate that? Is it? Missing types is 0. I have flags here for num and password. If num.isDigit, we return true. If num is lower, true. If num is upper, true. Missing types is 3 minus. Has digit, has lowercase, has uppercase. 3 minus 3 would be 0, we return 0.
Has upper, has lower.
Shut-
Yeah, print those out.
Print has uppercase. My first impression is that you can do this. Thank you, KSA. My first impression is that this problem prefers rejects probably. Okay.
No, that's just not the case.
True,
That's an
true,
incorrect
false.
assumption.
So has uppercase is false.
Getting
But it does. It has C. Is this what is upper? Is this what
What
the...
yeah, it's the function.
It returns true if all case characters in the upper string are uppercase.
So are you? So whenever you're iterating num and password, is num a character or is it a string?
The character.
Wait, for num...
So does this version work?
To be honest, dude, I don't know. Like, should I
Yeah,
print num?
it will be character.
See, this is
it's
why I don't
character.
like non-strictly typed languages, I guess.
Yeah, it's very hard to work with.
1337C0D3. That's
Basically, in C++, you use auto, right? That's the same.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, auto will automatically deduce the type, but
Yeah.
like I like it because like I just understand how many bytes are going to be at a spot. Because like if you're debugging or something like that, it's very useful. What's that, Max?
what do you think it is, bro? Why is it getting false? Is there...
I assume that is upper. It just can't be called on a character. Maybe. I mean, the way that you can do this, like what's actually happening here is they're doing a bounds check using the ASCII value. So you could do the same thing.
Yeah, but then I have to implement more code then.
No, it's really not too bad. It's just 2 if checks. Like you just have to check.
What is
Like, if
the
you look at
ASCII
an
value
ASCII
for...
Here, if you wanted to do it quickly, you could just look in chat. GPT would give it to you very quick.
So you're saying like going through... Oh shit, dude. You're saying going
So,
through
yeah,
all
the
the
way that-
uppercase, you go from 41 to what? Oh,
It's a bounds check. So you just check if the value is between those.
Yeah.
That's like what that function is doing under the hood.
Okay. Write me a... to check.
Curious how this guy would write a regex to solve this problem. Again, would you mind explaining your thoughts?
I don't want to play with projects. I'm done with data modeling.
Yeah, you need to extract specific data from the inputs, not necessarily your regex.
We won't be able to get the what are replacement parts and all these things. We won't be
Right.
won't be able to get the optimal approach at that.
Exactly.
Even if we use the regex.
Whoa! No way.
It's sharp.
This is crazy. Still getting false, dude.
I think the lead
What
code
does
is great.
ORD do?
Ord is Ord char gets the ASCII value of a character. We're getting the... This gives us the ASCII value of num.
Print ORD number.
Actually, it's not
Well,
even...
no, don't print it there. That's
yeah,
not
yeah, it's not gonna enter it, yeah.
Great thing about the Google Career Certificate is no experience is necessary. We are teaching you literally the foundation.
I guess that stands for
project
ordinal.
management. If you only have 10 hours a week to learn, you can get it done in 6 months.
Oh my
It's
god, dude, this
100%
problem
worth it to get
is
this career
so
certificate.
hate.
Enroll today.
Yeah, this is annoying at this point. So which one?
C would
100
be
wire.
what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 67.
Why not just use Framer?
Yeah, but
65. Yeah, that works.
no waiting.
So yeah, at this point, I'm confused, I guess, in why that's not working. If that's just something to do with Python's oddities.
With a robust CMS and everything you need
Uh,
big teams worldwide love Fiber.
Has
Design and
uppercase.
launch all in one place. With enterprise security,
Dude, what is going on here, bro?
24/7 and 99.99% uptime.
I'm just gonna copy this
Kramer is
function.
ready
Be
for
like,
your
dude, what the
biggest
fuck is wrong with this?
ideas. Let's build.
Wait. So be more specific. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought you were just gonna ask what is wrong with my code.
Oh my god, dude.
There's
How did it not
keys.
fail? That doesn't.
Because it makes a new, it says new variable. It says right. That's why it doesn't fail.
Okay, there we
There
go.
we
We
go.
solved that. But now we're getting. What are we getting here? We're getting expecting 10, but we're getting 12.
Well,
So you're applying two
now we
more.
have to go through logic again.
I feel like I've probably got a typo here somewhere or something for sure. Like,
Potentially, yeah.
yeah, right. I'm not checking for this typo.
The indentation.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be something stupid, dude. Like, this part is wrongly indented in the for loop.
For loops down.
Wait, which for loop is it talking about? Oh shit, this one. Oh,
And then replacement. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have the. Okay, so
what's wrong? I don't see.
you need
it.
to move the handle replacements outside of that for loop, right?
handle.
You need to unindent it.
Wait, hang on.
Is that it? Like that should be moved. back
Oh
in
shit.
indentation
Okay,
level.
yeah. It's inside of this for. That's why.
The returns also should go outside.
Yeah. Okay.
That should work.
This goes here.
Yes.
There we go.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Done.
Okay, that works.
Oh, dude. Hopefully
and
this
then
fits, dude.
It should work.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
Okay.
So you got 27. And it expected 23.
So what is this? Is we got FFFFF. So this is definitely going into the handle too
Then
long,
you have
right?
to- Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
We got 3 A's. Dude, this is giving me like little A's, dude. What is going on right now? Okay.
Yeah, and have you installed a debugger yet?
For Python? No, dude.
No.
This is so frustrating.
Okay, so the repeaters, so does that like a repeating character, does that work on the numbers also? Does that will apply on numbers also?
What'd you say? Sorry.
Your mic's a
So-
bit muffled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so this repeating characters we have, right? A rule for repeating characters. So do you have to take care of the numbers also with that, like the 1 you're getting in this case, right?
Sorry, I'm not sure. What
No,
you
I think the repeating characters are only letters. Go back over
Only
to the
for letters,
constraints.
right? Yeah. So maybe the repeating part is something like.
Oh, maybe it's operating on the numbers,
Yeah, probably it's operating on numbers. That
right? 'Cause
is
it's not
possible.
strictly typed. Right.
Yeah.
okay, I could see that. You should also just say, I guess, like the output and the expected, probably, to help it narrow it down.
Not saying here bugging your code, you're passing sequences to handle too long, but in that function you rescan the password using password which is not passed in.
No, that's not the bug because it has a. You're saying it's a nested function, so it should have access to it.
It should. I believe it should.
So yeah, you need to give it more context. You need to say that you know having an output of 27 and it's an expected output of 23.
We're in the billions of views, and we're a small team.
Okay.
We always felt like our content was all about entertainment and being fun, but there was also this, sort of professional business side. One of the things that we knew was basically essential was getting our own website, so people would actually see a proper official.
Dude, it goes so fast, bro. Like,
and we now get unbelievable opportunities to do things like film.
The deletion strategy isn't optimal.
I don't know all the things that we're gonna get to do in the next year or 5
We need
years.
to delete what multiple times for a long repeating to reduce the total number.
Goku, hey dude, how are you? I'm good, man. How are you, bro? What did you say, Ethan?
Well, so maybe what the problem is so the way that I wrote it is I had apply deletions to sequences, iterate one time entirely over the sequence for like 3 mod 1, and then I did it again for 3 mod 2, like in 2 separate for loops essentially. So maybe there's an issue where
you're saying splitting this for loop up. Is that what you're saying?
Or maybe just even into a function or something like that. That would just closer reflect, I guess, the way I approach the problem. And I think that's kind of what the AI is trying to say.
What do they replace it with? Replace with loop to fully consume deletions.
Yeah. So this is essentially, this might work. Because it's like what you have to do is you have to apply all of the deletions, and then you have to check, like, because if you do like, if repeated lengths mod 3 equals 1 on something that isn't 3, it might end up getting hit by another case. But you're not technically iterating for it.
Okay.
So what's really happening is it's probably doing more modifications than it needs to, because it's not properly calculating the deletions.
Delete. Shit. Oh, dude, I'm literally so over this problem.
It's tough.
Dude, this was really hard problem, dude, for sure, dude. For sure. Did I get this indentation right? Yeah. Yeah, that looks good.
So yeah, that works. Yeah. And then here's, I guess, submit it now just to get that same test case. This should work, I think. Oh, now we're getting a different. Okay, you're close. Okay.
Bro, dude, what is going on right now? What is
so
this?
This is in the valid.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
So just get hitting the too long case then. So it's breaking down in. So you're getting what, 9, and it's expecting 8. I guess you might be doing. It might still not be properly tracking the deletions. It might just be doing an extra modification.
What is your main field in programming? Is it game development, web development, or something else? Dude, I don't have a main field, to be honest. I just like programming, dude. I feel like I'm too young for that, but yeah, not sure yet, dude. Anyway, okay. So you think I just put this into a function, or?
I mean, that's how I would approach it, just so that you don't have to repeat the. I don't know. I mean, if you wanted to step through my C++ solution, we could.
Yeah. To be honest, I think I'm just done with this problem. I think I'm just gonna come back to it and finish it tomorrow. I honestly can't be fucked to keep looking at it. Like,
No, yeah, that's fair enough.
I'm kind of over it. Dude.
I think.
Like,
I mean, I still think that you know, like if you just look at a heuristic on how you solve the problem, you're able to by yourself, you know, identify the weaknesses in the password, and then handle 2 out of the 3 cases. So again, I think that you know, you did really well. So good job.
needed help on the last function, but yeah, it was good, dude. It was good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call the stream there because we've been going a little while. Kind of want to do some C++. So, okay, all right. I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. It was fun and AIDS. So thank you.